is Sunil Tunga and I'm applying for the IRIS web team. So this is basically my GitHub repository about this particular project, and I have coded the project in Express by using Node.js at the backend along with Express as the mini web framework. So this is basically my GitHub repository. So to start off, first let's go on to our Mongo shell, and I have given the commands to be put here. So its first command is to use IRISwell, and this is basically the name of the database where I'm storing all the data, right? So after this, we create a collection in this database called students. So let me just add that, right? And then we need to insert this, and basically what I'm doing here is I'm basically inserting a student, okay, inside the students collection, and calling that student to basically be the admin with this as his username and this as his password. So giving enter, now we have added that particular data to the database, right? And this is also the installation for NodeMon, which is required to run, so that refresh is allowed, or you could run it on Node, right? So after this, let me go back into my terminal and let me run NodeMon, and as you can see, this is the directory where I have stored the project repo. So NodeMon server.js. Now it says it's listening on port 3000 along with the database which has been connected, and the database is none other than Mongo over here. So right, let's go on to our localhost 3000. So this is the main login type. So I've given two login types. We have the admin login and we have the student login. Now suppose I do the student login, and if I directly try to log in, it doesn't. It just renders back the student login page because there's no such user which has been registered with a given registration number and student number, as there is no particular student who has been registered on the database. Now when I click on register, I can basically register the new student. So let me just register the new student. Let me provide the proper email because data will be sent to this particular email. Let me choose the student's branch, which is in this case computer science, and I've added proper authentication in the sense that if I register, it gives me error messages. So let me just choose the branch and let me enter the password. Let me enter a simple password, which is 123456, and similarly here. Right, now when I click on register, it returns back to the login page saying that the new user has been registered, and we can even check this by going onto the Mongo terminal. So if I go to Mongo and if I use db.students.find, right, a new user has been registered over here with this so this has been provided by the database, that is his new ID, his well as his roll number, and his password has been hashed over here by making use of bcrypt, and his admin is false and he's not the person of reference for now actually, and later we can change that, right? So after registering, now let us log in through this particular user. So okay, before that, remember I sent the email in the registration. So if I go to that particular email, it clearly gives a message saying that you have registered on the IRIS database. Your registration number, because he is the first user apart from the he's the first user after the admin who has registered on the database, and his roll number has been issued to him as this because he is the first guy who has registered onto the computer science database, right? So done. Now we can choose his registration number from here and go back to the login page. So let me just log in through that guy. So now when I type the user 123456 as his listing, if I click on login, it takes him to the main development cell portal wherein we can show the person's username as well as his roll number. Over here I have basically three tabs, wherein first one is company tag, second one is alumni advice, contact us, as well as a logout tab. Now when I click on the companies tab, it basically is going to display all the companies which are available for the user, which in this case is null because it's a fresh database, and the companies can be added through basically the admin portal. If I click on alumni advice, I still haven't coded the alumni advice, right? This is basically a page for alumni advice which later can be developed. Then I have a contact us page, which again I have not actually developed it, right? And I have a logout which can be used to come out of this. Now I have another login over here called admin login. Now when I click on admin login, it asks me for my admin username and admin password. So suppose I give the admin username, which is basically this. So let me just copy paste that, and I'll paste it over here, right? Along with the admin password, which is 1029, and if I log in, it says hello, welcome admin. Now here again I have companies as well as so if I go to companies, it says that there are no companies, so added companies are null for now. Now if I go to add new company, I can basically register a company over here. So suppose I register Google, let's say. So I have to pass in the email of Google, so suppose google.com, and then I suppose I can choose the branch, and I can also choose the starting package that they're providing. Now let's just enter a random description saying Google is a good company, okay, it pays high, it has good, just blah 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 blah, some random stuff basically. Now I can choose a file which is basically going to be the icon for this particular image. So let me just go to my desktop, and I let's put a Amazon logo, right? Wait, let me just change that. So let me change it to Amazon, and let's just change it to Amazon. Okay, here also let's just change it to Amazon. Is a good company, it pays high, blah blah blah. Now let me just go over here to my desktop, and let's choose this Amazon icon that I have. Now if I click register company, okay, this is just a mild looking error, right? But if I go back now to student login, and if I click on student registration, and if I pass the student password, which if you remember was 1 2 3 4 5 6, and this actually was a 1 over here, right? If I log in, and if I go to companies, it shows Amazon has been registered over here as this company. Now when I click on this hyperlink on Amazon, it redirects me to the Amazon page, where it basically says Amazon, which is basically the company which is coming for recruit, its icon, as well as the description of that particular company, which in this case is Amazon is a good company, it pays high, it has a good blah 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 blah. So this is basically my project which I've done till now. Not much, but yeah, it took me quite a while to do this much. And also on the admin page as well. So if I go back to my admin login, and if I just type 1029, right? And if I go back to companies, again it shows me that you have successfully added this particular company, which is Amazon over here. Now if I go back over here, and if I use the other database, which are the collections, if I go to show collections, right, it shows me that there is a new collection called companies. So if I basically do db.companies.find, right, then it basically says that there is a new company called amazon.com, as well as I've stored its company image. And basically this company image has been stored using a framework called Malta, right? So yeah, that's it with my project, I guess. I'll fix that error which basically on redirecting, and before I'll just fix that error because it was quite late publishing this. Yeah, so I'll just fix that error and upload it onto GitHub.